Hello everyone, welcome to English lesson at Easy English today. So chairing a meeting is actually quite nervous, but it is one of the most important skills that you need to master at workplace. So in this lesson, I'm going to show you how to chair a meeting in English. So there will be 6 parts that I'm going to cover. The first one is welcoming the attendees. The next part will be introducing items in your agenda. The next part is leading the discussion. After that, you will learn some phrases that you can use to deal with distractions and stray from the topic. Then you will learn the phrases that you can use to summarize the key points. And the final part is closing the meeting. Let's start with welcoming the attendees. So you should greet the attendees and draw their attention. The first 5 minutes is very important to keep people pay attention to what you are going to discuss. For example, you can say good morning, good afternoon, good evening everyone, or you can say good morning, good afternoon, good evening ladies and gentlemen, or you can say may I have your attention please, or could I have your attention please, or I would like to welcome you all here today. Now let's get down to business. Now let's get started. Then you need to introduce yourself and the presenters. For example, good morning everyone. My name is Lynn. I'm the admin coordinator at Easy English, and I'm pleased to introduce our presenter today, Mr. John Smith, our marketing manager. Right. Now, let's move to part 2, introducing items in your agenda. You should use sequencing words to make your items easier for people to follow. For example, you will say first, we will be discussing. After that, we will move on to. Then we will cover. Next, we will consider. Finally, we will go over. Now, leading the discussion is quite important. You should encourage the attendees to share their opinions and ideas by asking them a question like, what's your opinion on this? Or if you need to hand over an item to another speaker, then you can say, for example, John, would you like to introduce this item? Or you can say, John will cover this point. John, it's over to you. Now, the next one is dealing with distractions and stray from the topic. So you can say, sorry, it's a bit off the topic. We can discuss that at the end if you feel it's important. Or you can say, that's a good point, but I think we should shelve that until next time. Or you say, thank you for bringing it up. It's a good point. Let's table it in our next meeting. Now let's move to the phrases that you can use to summarize the key points. For example, before we close the meeting, let me summarize the main points. Or to sum up, shall I go over the main points? Or in brief, shall I go over the main points? Remember, you use the action verbs in the past tense to sum up the key points. For example, we discussed, we went over, we talked about. Here are some common phrases that you can use to close the meeting. For example, you can say thanks all for today's meeting, or you can say thanks for your valuable contribution to the meeting today, or you can ask them if they have any questions before you finish. You can say, do you have any questions before we finish? You can also say thank you to someone by using this structure. I'd like to thank John, our marketing manager, for coming here all the way from Australia. And then you can say goodbye. Have a great day. Those phrases will make you feel more confident when you chair a meeting next time. See you in the next lesson. Bye.